Welcome to another exciting educational video brought to you by Chrysolite Tutors, Master Calculations, Excel in Science, Learn Anytime. So we're going to be giving you a series of videos today, JAMB past questions, bordering in the area of binomial operations. So sit tight, please subscribe to our channel, kindly subscribe to this channel, and ensure that you engage us in the comment section for areas of your interest. So we dive in. So at the end of this lesson, we are going to be uh, defining binary operation in simple terms. Understand that it is a rule that combines two numbers to produce one result. Secondly, we apply a given binary operation rule correctly, substitute values properly into expressions like a star b is equals to a plus 2b. Number three, identify the identity element of a binary operation. That is, find the number that leaves other numbers unchanged. Number four, determine the inverse of an element under a binary operation. That is, find the number that produces the identity when combined. Finally, solve JAMB-style multiple choice questions confidently. So, what is binary operation? A binary operation is just a special rule that combines two numbers to give one answer. So the word binary means two numbers, and operation means rule or formula. You are aware of the um, traditional operation of addition, where I have a plus b, for instance, and for multiplication, I have a times b. So you know what a plus b can give. An application for this can be 2 plus 3, and you know that 2 plus 3 is 5. So these two numbers are the numbers that are being operated upon by this operation addition to give this single result. At the same time, a times b can be 4 times 3. So I can have 12. But in exams like JAM, they create a new symbol and define the operation that rules it. So for what I have here, I have a star b, and we're defining a star b as anything that has to do with a plus b plus 2. So you see that a star b is defined with an operation that you know. So you are going to identify what a is in the question, what b is in the question, substitute in this particular expression, and get your answer. That means anytime you see star, you must use the rule given. That's all binary operation is all about. Okay, so let's just dive into question one. And we're given a star b is defined as a plus b minus 3. Find 5 star 4. So what that means now is that you, first of all, uh, by way of inspection, a means 5 and b means 4. So I'm going to put whatever I have as a and b defined here into this expression. So replace a with 5 and b with 4. So a plus b uh, minus 3 becomes 5 because a is 5 plus 4 because b is 4 minus 3. When we compute, the answer is 6. Again, I have x second plus. This symbol is second plus. X second plus y is equals to 2x plus y. Find 3 second plus 5. Already we have defined x second plus as this particular thing here. So we can match x to 3 and y to 5 and substitute what I have there. So I will write this 2x plus y. Wherever I see uh, x, I put 3 because that's been defined here. Wherever I see y, I put 5. So I write it as 2 into 3 then plus 5. So 2 times 3 is 6 plus 5, which will give me 11. Okay. So there is a concept known as identity element. So identity means that if I have x second on plus e is equals to x, it is that number that makes this variable unchanged. So for addition, identity is 0. So if I have a plus b is equals to a plus b, right? Or if I have 3 plus 1 is equals to 4. The identity element for this kind of operation is 0 because by the time I add 0 to this, I still get 4. So this is an identity element. It makes this expression unchanged. For multiplication, a dot b, a times b, the identity element is 1. Is 1. Why? Because if I have 3 times 2, which is 6, even if I have 3 times 2 times 1, it still give me 6. 1 is the element, not as identity element, that makes this expression unchanged. So, we have a question here. It says x second on plus y uh, is equals to x plus y plus 4. Find the identity element. So it's expressed like this. Whatever element that will make this unchanged is the element. So if I come here, this particular expression, and I say x plus identity element plus 4 is equal to x, what is it that it will be such that x will remain x? So by the time I subtract x from both sides, e should be minus 4. So if I come here and put minus 4 here, x plus minus 4 plus 4 will still give me x. So minus 4 is an identity element. That's why we have it here like this. Okay. So we'll use a question to introduce the concept of inverse elements. So identity means something that will make something unchanged, but inverse is um, 1 over that thing, right? So I have a star b is equals to a plus b minus 5. Find the inverse of 8. Inverse of 8. So first of all, we'll get the identity. What will make this unchanged? So if I introduce identity element e, I will look for what e is, identity element, by subtracting both sides from a, from a. So I have e as 5. So to find the inverse of 8, let's inverse b. So b is the middle element. Let's inverse b. So I say 8 star b is equals to 5 as the element. So to get the uh, inverse, to get the inverse, we'll compute this. 8 minus 5 will give me 3, and I have 5 here. So by the time b is mentioned in the formula, b is equals to 2. So the inverse of 8 in this is 2. So I have this question on the screen. It says x second plus y is equals to xy, right? Okay, so find the identity and inverse of 4. Now the identity element again is the number that will make this unchanged. Of course, this is like an multiplication operation because this is defined as x times y, right? So whatever it is that will put to this that will make this still x plus x times y is 1. So identity is 1 because for multiplication identity is 1. For addition it is 0. So how do we get inverse of 4? To get the inverse of 4, we would uh, put 4 as x in x y is equals to 1. We'll put 4 as x and y as b. That's inverse. So to get the inverse b is equals to 1 over 4. Okay. So let's just do some mini test, JAMB style. The first question I have here is, if A star B is equals to A plus 2B, find 3 star 4. And I have options here: 10, 11, C 12, D 14. So the first thing we'll do is write out the question. A star B is equals to A plus 2B, right? Now here A is equals to 3 from here, and B is equals to 4. Okay, by inspection. So we'll now put this in this formula. So I have, instead of having A plus 2B, so I put A as 3 plus B, this is 2, and B as 4, right? So 2 times 4 is 8, and plus 3. So 3 plus 8 is equals to 11. So B is the answer for this first question. So the second question is that we should, that if x second plus y is equals to x plus y minus 6, find the identity element. Again, this element is the element that you introduce in this expression that will make it not to change. So I can write it symbolically like x plus the plus or minus plus on second on plus e is equals to x. So what is this identity element e that will make this to be unchanged? So I write the equation again, this expression here. All right, write it as x, then plus, so of having y, I put my identity element e, then minus 6. Okay, will it still give me x? Will it still give me this integer x? So how do I get this particular one? Okay, so when I subtract both sides by x, this one cancels. So I have e minus 6 is equals to 0, equals to 0. Then e is equals to 6. So the identity element here is 6. So this is what will be added to this expression, that this will not change. So the answer is A. Okay. So the next question, number 3, so we should find the inverse of 5. The inverse of 5. All right. So this is actually uh, an operation that is multiplication operation. So, like I said, the rule for multiplication of operation, identity is 1. So, identity for multiplication operation is 1, right? So, what that means is that if I multiply an existing operation, multiplication operation by 1, it does not change it. So that's the identity for it. Okay, so when we do that, we'll put it in this question. So in this one now, the A becomes 5. A becomes 5, for the inverse A becomes 5. Then B is the what we are looking for as inverse, and 1 is the identity. So it is um, the number that we are looking for the inverse of, and uh, the one that the value that we're operating on, and the identity. So when we make this sorry, the formula, this is symbol for inverse. So b is equals to 1 over 5. So the inverse of 1 over of 5 is 1 over 5, which is C. Okay, we go to question 4. So it says that if x second on plus y is equals to x plus y plus 3, find the inverse of 7. Find the inverse of 7. So the first thing we'll do is to first find the identity. So we will write this expression, x plus y plus 3. This is the expression, and we will introduce the identity in this variable. So x is plus identity element plus 3 is equals to x. This is how you write it. From here, this is where you get it from. From here, you write x, then plus So having y, you put the identity element e, then plus 3 is equal to. So what is this value that will make this thing still be x? That's what identity is. So what we'll do is to must subtract x from both sides till this goes out. So as you have x e plus 3 is equals to 0, where e is the identity element. So the identity element is now becomes minus 3. So if it is minus 3, what's the inverse? Formula for inverse is inverse of 7 is still, I will write this one again, x plus y plus 3. For addition, uh, the 7 is given as the x, then the inverse is y, b, then plus 3 is equals to minus 3. Okay, minus 3. Okay, I'm checking something. Okay, so this minus 3 is identity. Remember that I said that um, you put the operation on this side and you put the identity on this side. Okay, so 3 will cancel 3. Sorry, not 3 will cancel 3. You do this addition. Uh, 7 plus 3. Okay, let me continue here. 7 plus 3 will give me 10 plus b is equals to minus 3. Okay, so at this point, I will have b is equals to minus 3 minus 10, and b is equals to minus 13. So b is minus 13. But it's not among the options. So the correct answer should have been minus 10, only if identity is 0. That is incorrect. So the correct inverse is minus 13. Minus 13. Right? So we'll finally wrap up with this question. So it says a star b is equals to ab over 2. Find the identity element. Find the identity element. So I'll write it again like this. A star b is equals to ab over 2. So we would put identity on both sides. A star identity element is equals to um, a identity element all over 2. Mind you, for multiplication, identity element is the element that would not change the original expression, right? Okay, so if we multiply both sides by 2, multiply both sides by 2, so this is what we want, right? This is star. Sorry, this is star. This is what we want, right? So you will set uh, AE over 2 is equals to A. So that's the word, just set equal to A. So this is we want to look for um, what will make this one to be unchanged as A, right? So what is E that will make this one to be unchanged? So we'll divide both sides by 2. Sorry, multiply both sides by 2. So I have AE over 2 by 2 is equals to A times 2, right? So this will cancel this. So what I have now is AE is equals to 2A. So A will cancel A, so E is equals to 2. So the identity element for this particular one is equals to 2. Alright, so I'll invite you to go through the videos, understand the concept of identity, um, and the operations, identity, and inverse. I hope this video has been useful for you. I'd like to thank you for viewing.